in the mirror. Man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now. Because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to be talking to you about, ladies and gentlemen, is why modern women, black women in particular, make bad decisions when it comes to being with men. And the reasons for that is simply this, and I'm going to break it down, but this has always been my point of view. The reason why women choose the wrong men, get broken, get traumatized, and then become a woman that you cannot deal with is because they choose men based on commonality instead of compatibility. I'm gonna let this woman talk about it. I'm gonna give you some definitions. I'm gonna really dive deep into this to give you some type of understanding of what's really going on, the reasons why they act the way that they act, and why they are so loyal to the wrong men. So without further ado, let me go ahead and put this on your screen and let this lady go ahead and tell you something.
Hey y'all, here for a little car chat. So some of y'all may know, if it hasn't been obvious already, that I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I've been practicing now for over a decade, but I actually work mostly with individuals. I haven't actually worked with a couple probably in about 2 years, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Aside from the fact that, doing couples therapy can be very mentally and emotionally taxing, I find that a lot of times when couples come to therapy, one of the most common reasons is because they're having communication issues. But what I found that a lot of what couples think are communication issues are actually compatibility issues.
Now, let me get into this. Earlier, I told you women choose men based on commonality instead of compatibility. Commonality is basically a man and a woman have similar likes and similar dislikes. She might like this type of group of people, and he may also like that type of group of people, and she may strongly dislike these type of people, and he also don't like those people. She might like to eat steak. He like to eat steak too. She like to go to Indian restaurants. He like to go to Indian restaurants too. She don't like the cold weather. He don't like the cold weather too. They like the same type of music. They like to go out, smoke weed and everything, whatever they're gonna do. They have commonality. They have a different amount of varied likes and dislikes, okay? So because of this, they think, based on attraction and commonality, that this may be the right man for them. Compatibility is something different. Compatibility is when both of y'all standards can work together, that y'all have the same type of value systems, belief system. You get what I'm saying? So people tend to get into relationships and they're fun in the beginning, but then as time progresses, they start to see the other person for who that person really is. And they start to realize this is not the type of person I want to be with. But by that time, it's too late because they are emotionally attached to that man, or he is emotionally attached to that woman. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So, like I've said before, people don't change. People only reveal who they are. And a lot of times it takes time for you to see who that person is. And the only way you can tell whether or not if you're compatible with each other based on your points of view, your standards, your value systems and stuff of that nature is through time. It can take months, it can even take years before you can really see a person for who they are. But with our women, they get so caught up in swag because they like how they look. They like that he dresses like a thug, and he likes that he dresses like a thug. Again, commonality, okay? They take that attraction, they take that swag, and they take that commonality and think this is a match made in heaven. See, that's what we're going to get into a little bit further on. But I want you to understand that this is the reason why we got so many young black women running around with all these different baby daddies and all this other stuff like that, because they choose men based on commonality instead of compatibility. And your compatibility, what that means is your standards, and a standard is your personal belief about how you think things should go. You have people who have certain religious beliefs, who have religious standards, who have parental beliefs, how they should raise a child. They have a standard when it comes to that. They have all different type of standards. And instead of having these needed conversations with one another, they find out about it later on, and then they would get pregnant, have a baby. It don't get along with them. They break up. She keeps going. She never learns how to pick men based on compatibility. She keeps going for the same type of man that she likes, who have the same likes that she do. She get pregnant again. He leaves, and then she gets another man. Do the same cycle over and over again, understanding that she don't understand discernment. Because in order for you to understand it, you gotta have a little bit of discernment, but she doesn't understand that she's picking based on commonality instead of compatibility. I hope that makes sense. So let's keep going.
Communication issues are very common. They tend to come up when, someone is having difficulty effectively expressing their thoughts, feelings, needs, and it's causing disruptions in the relationship. That can definitely be a fixable issue. What is often not a fixable issue are compatibility issues. Things like having differences in parenting styles, differences in terms of religious beliefs, differences in terms of just lifestyle and core values. And a lot of times when couples get together, there may be these differences, but because they love each other, they want the relationship to work, they oftentimes overlook them to return to them later when they become an issue.
Exactly. Sometimes they overlook the red flags or don't even be aware of the red flags, and then it visits them later on. Like I said, over the progress of time, you get to see how a person is. Now, I'm gonna come back to her, but what I'm gonna do right now is put some information on the screen. I wanna read it to you, and I wanna break it down further. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and find it. We gotta get down to this thing. We're gonna look up compatibility and commonality so you can understand a little bit better. And put on your screen, widen it up for you. Boom, okay. Excuse me. Now look here, it says here, compatibility in the dictionary means a state in which two things are able to exist or occur together without problems or conflict, okay? When you're with a woman, gentlemen, and it's a lot of her not wanting to be feminine, a whole lot of her not wanting to allow you to lead, a whole lot of her being ungrateful and stuff like that, you're not compatible. Because compatibility means things work together and there's no conflict, there's no problems. Not to say there's not gonna be any arguments, but I'm talking about things that would really ruin your relationship, right? For some of you who need a better analogy, take it like this. It says you got a nail stuck in some wood and you need to remove that nail. Well, it's like you seeing that nail and deciding to go get a monkey wrench and try to remove it. It ain't gonna work because that's the wrong tool for the job. You're gonna need a Phillips or you're gonna need a flathead. So when you have something that doesn't work with something else, it's always gonna be conflict or it's just not gonna work at all. So when we find women who have an independent mindset, who are feminists and stuff, who are trying to be with traditional minded men, it's not gonna work because they're not compatible. Because in that situation, they both are the screw in the monkey wrench. It's not gonna work, okay? So that's what women don't understand. The reason why you cannot get the type of men that you want is because you're not compatible with them due to your mentality. You understand what I'm saying? Another definition of compatibility. Hold on. Here we go. Check this out right here. According to the dictionary.com, it says that the natural ability to live or work together in harmony because of well-matched characteristics, okay? So basically, your standards have to mesh with each other's standards. Your standards as a man, her standards as a woman, they have to agree with each other. You get what I'm saying? That's what makes you compatible. You need to understand how she feels about sex, how he feels about sex, how he feels about you understanding your role as a submissive woman who allows him to be the head of the household. These are the real conversations that you got to have. But unfortunately, even my brothers, you get caught up in the looks, in the commonality. So you think you found you a right one, but 5 or 6 years later or 2 or 3 months later, you realize you got a crazy mustard back heifer on your hands. You get what I'm saying? Let's get out of this and let us go into another definition about commonality. I'm gonna break this down for y'all to help you understand why we are dealing with the BS in our relationships, okay? So let me make sure it's on the screen. Yes, it is. Let's get to it. Now, commonality. According to Merriam-Webster.com, what is the simple meaning of commonality? Possession of common features or attributes. Commonness, a common feature or attribute. Again, the things that you have in common. Okay, that's all it is. Commonality is not enough for a relationship to work. It's the other stuff which makes you compatible. Now, another from dictionary.com, it clearly says that what is the concept of commonality? A sharing of features or characteristics in common, possession or manifestation of common attributes. Now look at what it says, manifestation. What does that mean? How does it manifest itself to you? That you have things in common? Through your phone conversations, through your text messaging, from you going from one place to another, from you going to restaurant after restaurant, you spending time with each other, it will begin to manifest. She got some things that I like about her, and she gonna think, oh, there's some things about him that I like, and we both like the same things. Man, we feel the same way about the same type of people, man. He real and stuff. Pookie and Ray Ray and Nook, man. And he like to eat my booty, and I'm gonna eat his booty and everything. Yeah, he likes the booty, and I love to eat the booty. That's what she's saying. So when she say that, she sees that y'all have commonality. Pookie and the mustard back heifer have a commonality to where they both like to get their booties ate. For example. Okay, now let's continue with this lady and let her go ahead and finish what she's saying. I think y'all understand what I'm talking about, though. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all weekend, by the way. Hold on right quick, as I put it on the screen, I got to get the thing just right for you. There it is. Hold on 1 second. Come on now. All right, there it is.
So what happens is that throughout the course of a relationship, each person is going to change. You know, we don't stay in the same state for the whole of our lives. So if you've been with somebody for a while, it's likely you've been one or two or more versions of yourself throughout the course of the relationship. Where y'all may have started off being compatible, as you've grown and changed and matured, you may no longer be.
It's not about compatibility, it's commonality on that part, okay? All right. You cannot be compatible and then become uncompatible unless extreme circumstances come along. For example, you get somebody, both of them are broke, they get together, they love each other, then one of them get rich. Now he thinks or she thinks she needed somebody better. I'm not compatible with you no more. You think she changed. She didn't change. She was always like that. She just needed the right opportunity and environment for that to come out of her. Like I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you what I really believe, man. People don't change, man. They are who they are. They only reveal who they are. They reveal themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like my mama used to say, grandma too, if a person shows you their true colors, believe them the first time. And don't try to paint over that color. Okay? That color of unfaithfulness, that color of lying, that color of being deceptive. Don't try to color over that, the particular color that you want over that person. That is who that person really is. You get what I'm saying? Let's continue.
You're having trouble thinking of compromises, it's likely that the relationship has ran its course. And that is important to note because every relationship is not meant to be permanent. Any relationship ending is not a failure. So be mindful. Are you and your partner still compatible? And if not, it's time for the relationship to end.
She was 100% correct on some points, but yeah, I think you understand it. So ladies, if you watching my show, you gotta, so you making it hard for good men, you want to start being a grown up, put on your big girl panties and realize I can't be dealing with men based on commonality because we like the same type of things. That don't matter. That don't matter. You can still be compatible with somebody and still like the same things, but you don't focus on the person's character. If you was to focus on a man's character, then you could possibly be a good woman, and you would probably be feminine. You keep yourself from being feminine. So you go through all these Pookie Ray Ray and Nooks and get mad at all the men in the world, and then you try to get a good man, and y'all ain't gonna be compatible because you done been so traumatized. You got 2 or 3 different bastard kids walking around with you talking about some little mustard back junior ate all the Fruit Loops, mama. What we gonna do about this? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You have to take your time. That's for the men too, man, because these women, they're chameleons, man. They can trick men. They can become whatever they need to be to sucker you in. But over time, they can't hide that forever, man. So I hope this helped y'all out there. Yeah, buddy. Well, you let me know what y'all think about this topic. I'll be talking to you again. Y'all stay safe now, you hear?